Yields. The chair now recognizes the gentlelady from Illinois, Representative Schakowsky, for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much, Administrator Regan. I want to say how much I appreciate your agency and the work that you do. And I also want to give a shout out to Deborah Shore, who is our Region 5 administrator, a good friend on all the work that she has done, including in East Palestine when she went personally to deal with that issue. Your team is just fantastic. I'm from Chicago, so I have a special interest in that. So I have two issues that are important to my district, and I wanted to bring them to your attention and see what the EPA is doing. Soot pollution certainly is a big problem for us. 1 in about 10 Illinoisans experiences asthma. That's a lot of people. And when it comes to children, there are communities when 1 out of 3 children suffer from asthma. And the other are lead service lines. Illinois has the second largest number of these lead service lines. There's about 1 million of them in Illinois. We're making some progress, and I want to thank the EPA did make a contribution to our doing that, but we have a long way to go. Yes. And that means that our children and families are drinking water that could produce lifelong consequences when it comes to health. And I know that the health and safety of our people is number one. I'm wondering if you could comment on both of those.
Well, yes, and thank you for that question. And in addition to what I said about the PMNAGs being fully implementable by 99% of counties in this country, we know that that rule will prevent close to 4,500 premature deaths and eliminate close to 290,000 lost workdays. That, by our estimate, equates to about $46 billion in health benefits. Very significant. We have too many mothers that I personally met with whose children are drinking lead-poisoned water. We are thankful for Congress's approval through the bipartisan infrastructure law of $14 to $15 billion for lead replacement. I believe just this year, Illinois will receive about $240 million going towards lead replacement.
Thank you for that.
Your state was very competitive and proved that they knew how to spend that money responsibly, identified those lead pipes, and we want them out. The president has pledged 100% lead pipe removal, and we're going to do everything in our power to see that vision through.
So that's lead pipes, but also the issue of the soot pollution. I know that you've had approved a stronger rule, and there was some criticism about that. I think it's so important. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, and that was what I was referring to in terms of the NAAQS rule that I was referring to earlier, which that is where we get those lives saved, that avoiding 4,500 premature deaths. For nearly $1 spent from that rule, we could see as much as $77 in human health benefits by the year 2032. Soot is such a dangerous pollutant for so many people in this country, especially those who have respiratory challenges already. And so it is incumbent upon us to eliminate that pollution. And if we see this pollution going from state to state, we have the federal authority to help states manage that pollution and rein it in. It's about fairness and transparency. And we want to be sure that every state is doing its fair share not to pollute their own communities, but definitely not communities in neighboring states.
Thank you for that. I just want to say, we have heard, particularly from my Republican colleagues, criticism of some of the spending by the EPA. And I want to thank you for that spending, because the priority then is the health of our community, our environment, the things that you are doing. And often what I hear in the hearings is corporate interests who say that they're going to suffer. I think you're on the right page, and I appreciate your work. I yield back.
Thank you.
Gentlelady yields back.